Well, here we are again. Lucky you. You're welcome. Hello, Charlie Greer podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Description, there's a Zelle info if you want to support the channel. And let's do this. So, auditioning for. Well, you know what? Let me start by this. Um, it was a process. I never actually got like in a rehearsal room or studio with these guys all together live. Okay, so I never didn't get that far. And also, just to be humble, I did this for the money and attention. You know what I mean? Like auditioning for a bigger band. At the time I was like, hey, this might promote me to. So I'm not. I take full responsibility for my actions here. And with that being said, so it was in I think the summer of 2002. It was back in the day. You know what I mean? And quite honestly, I don't remember the whole. I got an email. Hey, the project. So it was called the project in the beginning, the project, and it was Slash, Izzy, Duff, and Matt, who had all been in Guns N' Roses, and they were looking for a singer. Huh? What? You want me to? Yeah. I mean, come on. I was still young back then, 30 something. Love Engineer, because I sing in a band called Love Engineer. I was the lead singer, and the vocals were pretty technical as far as like the projection. I can't do it now. I would never be able to. Matter of fact, if you do have a Love Engineer CD sitting around, which you probably don't, try singing some of that stuff. Lord have mercy. So the project, they get a hold of me, their email, and then I talk to their female manager. I don't want to mention her name. I thought I would, but I don't want to mention any names. Cool. Huh? What? Yeah. So look, we want some music. They had a contact. I had to mail it to them, and I sent them links. Yeah, first it was links. Like you have to get through that. Like, let's listen to your music. Okay, we like it. Let's get some hard copies. So I sent them a Love Engineer CD. This, my Darting Ox cart. At the time, I was promoting this, and I had an acoustic album out at the time. And I had a Lamada. I was in Lamada, but I don't think they got that. So I get through that. Yeah, we like you. You can start the process. So it's gonna be take a while. So I was happy. Like, wow, they know who I am. Woohoo! And quite honestly, I was a Guns N' Roses fan in the '80s. Like Appetite for Destruction, I think is an amazing album. Axl Rose is still one of my favorite singers. I mean, he and I like Izzy too. So some of Izzy's solo albums are amazing. Yeah. So again, I did this for attention, and basically I was doing it for the money, because if I get in this band, and I don't really realize the next. It might have been me talking to them. It might have been phone conversation with their manager. And one of the and I'm a dumbass. All right, I'm the first. I was nervous when I was talking to her. Charlie, what? And this sounds stupid, but she goes, "Are you into liquid lunches?" And my dumb ass with, "Yeah, I love soup," because I'm not thinking. Like, no. These guys, start drinking it like noon. And also, I wouldn't. Again, it's tough being in a band as much as they're going to tour and this, that, and the other, not having your own life. I need a lot of leave alone. I need time to. So I probably couldn't have done it unless the money was right. If you're, hey, but I knew in the back of my mind, like, yeah, this is even if I. And there was a lot of people wanting this. Again, it was called The Project. This is before it became Velvet Revolver. They didn't call Velvet Revolver until they got Scott. And I've met Scott a few times back in the day. So, yeah, the process. Hey, send us phone calls. Then they wanted me to like send some video, singing, whatever. And I was like, well, and they're like, oh yeah, we're doing a VH1 making of process. So they're filming some of the, and I went, whoa, like a reality show. And I was like, hey, no, I don't want to, that to me, like, tink, no, I don't, huh? So she's like, yeah, we got to send you this contract. So I was waiting for it to get in the mail. Like, we're gonna express it to you. And the mailman shows up, or Pete, whoever it was, with a box, like this huge, heavy. What? Did I order books? And no, they had sent me this huge contract. So I got a lawyer, spent a couple $100, whatever, and just had him basically kind of look it over and see what this manuscript, he's like, man, whoa, you don't want to sign this. And I was like, well, what is it? He goes, basically, it's like a old school, like, I don't know how he put it. For one, it was in perpetuity, meaning forever. There is no beginning and end. And he was kind of shocked that they would do that. Like, these guys, huh? Meaning they would own my image. They would own so if later on, if I even did like a commercial or something, they're getting a cut. No. So I immediately, like, the next time I contacted them, I'm like, hey, I read over the contract. I'm just gonna, I'm a bow out. I don't want to be involved. Oh, Charlie, like, no, like, I'd rather you not, because I'd sent, music. Don't just forget about me. I made a mistake, but being nice about it. I didn't bring up, like, hey, you want to sign my life away for, and this is just an audition. This is not to join the band. Think about that. Just to audition, just to be around are you kidding me? So she was cool. And in my gut, I could just, your intuition, like, something isn't right here. Like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. And people around me were like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, no, you gotta explain to me. It's not, I haven't even auditioned yet. I just went through, they wanted me to sing on camera with video. I wouldn't do it. After seeing that like, no. So time goes by, and I actually talked to their manager a bit. Like, she'd call, and actually she was like, hey, like, maybe we, I manage people, maybe I could, help you out, whatever. So I was like, cool, And around this time, word had got out. Long story short is I was offered through BMI. BMI is like a publishing company. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, because when I was in Love Engineer, I was on ASCAP. BMI is like, hey, I guess they still thought I was in hey, go, the project, we'll, let's get our meat hooks in you, BMI. And so what they're offering me, I really couldn't turn down. It was like I think it's called a non-recoupable publishing deal, meaning they just give you money, write some songs, and if they don't like them, you part ways, and you don't owe them any money. And they're willing to pay for the setup cost, which is like a DBI account, or DBA account, which is not that, but you have the corporate, you have to do corporate things, right? All that. So they pay for that, and then I got some money. Like, yay, lucky me. And then I heard the manager called me and said, hey, they got Scott Whalen. Don't say anything. But yeah, the process is over. We got our man. So cool, But still, I just, something was, I just felt, I don't know, your spidey sense, your intuition, your gut feeling, whatever you call it, like, something isn't right. And then I get another call for their manager, and she's like, hey, I'm just going to give you a heads up. there was a scene that they actually used with your song and this, that, and the other. And I'm sorry, and then she started passing the buck and putting off. Well, VH1 edited and used, overdubbed one of your songs during when they were the listening process. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't I probably would have gave them the song to use for free, but anyway, it was a Love Engineer song, "Misery My Own." I think it's the first song on the Love Engineer CD. So I just said, "What are you?" It sounded negative. It sounded like a good cop, bad cop situation. Like she's being the good cop, and the other they're doing that, but she's going to be smooth things over. And she talked about like right around the same time that I backed out, so did Izzy. I don't know what happened to Izzy or what maybe he didn't want to deal with. I don't know, but he backed out too. So they got another guitarist. They turned into Velvet Revolver. Okay. So, and she called me like, yeah, the VH1 is coming out, like the special, whatever it was. And I watched it with some friends, and they dogged me out. And they use a Love Engineer CD. Watch it. It's called The Making of Velvet Revolver or something. Like you can YouTube this, the process. And yeah, like why would how many shitty bands audition for, and they're going to use my song? I mean, Love Engineer is kind of like an underground, and and she's saying, oh no, it was dubbed by V. So when I went into my, you could like sign into your BM online, sign into your BMI, you can see your catalog, and then you can see who. And it was trippy because they used it. Matter of fact, it was Viacom owns VH1, and then and I also discovered that Discovery Channel had used some of my music. I have some other BBC. I should be getting paid for this, at least something. I was shocked. To this day, I've never been contacted, paid, nothing. I mean, I've gotten lawyers, and they're like, "Yeah, well, that kind of happens sometimes, but they'll just use your music until you send some guy like me that charges $100 an hour or more. Is it worth it to spend 10,000 to get what 5 to 10,000 maybe?" So yeah, I'm like, in all honesty, it's like, okay, it's embarrassing. I didn't even get any promotion besides being like basically made fun of. But I'm in the real world here. So it's like, okay, let's calculate how much money would I have gotten from a license. And then I got that BMI money. So it's kind of, my mind's like, it evens out. Thank you. It's like you move on. Like, hey, I'm not going to dawn on this. Like, I'm not going to, I don't even want anybody to know, but it's out there. I mean, you can watch that, the making of, or whatever it's called. Go to YouTube, the making of document Velvet, you'll see about midway through, and they're like, turn it off. And again, I know some of the dumbasses that audition for this product. No talent. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but they're more interested in their fashion. And so that goes on. Like, okay, move on with your life. La 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 la. Then the album comes out. And for one, let me show you. Okay, so when they contacted me, this is what I was promoting, the Darting Ox Cart EP. I don't know if you guys can see this, right? And this was released like 3 times. It was released on it's out of print, man, long out of print. In '99, I released a version of this, and this is from 2000. So this is from 2000. I don't know if you can see that. 2000. And then I think another one came out in like 2001. But this was, along with the Love Engineer CD, was what got them interested in me. So the album comes out, and well, let me just show you the back of my CD. You see that? Where have you seen that before? Okay. Where have you seen that? On the cover of their album. The first album from Velvet Revolver has that. That's their cover. Matter of fact, that Slash has got it tattooed on his forearm. Now, then again, I'm a realist here. It's like, well, yeah, it's my album, but they also nicked from the graphic design guy. I hired a guy to do, and I like, oh yeah, I like that, And it's heartbreak. You see that, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, why wouldn't they be cool? Why wouldn't they just throw me a bone? Be like, yeah, Charlie, he's cool, whatever. Yeah. Or contact me like, hey, bro, go for it. Because I don't own. I mean, it's my album, but I don't. Maybe I released this on my own, independently. Also, in my mind, it's kind of cool. Like, people don't steal shit, And I'm not saying they did, but again, like, where you, who, what, where, and the other. And this is from 2000, long before I. And then this got me pretty good. This did pretty well considering. I almost re-released this with Posh Boy, and that's another story I'll get into. Thank God I didn't. So yeah, it was being made fun of, and then Sear and everybody around me was like, "Bro, just go after it." I'm like, no, man. And I've never talked about this. I've never went online. This is the first time. I don't want that kind of exposure. I don't want to be belly aching. Yeah, but I'm doing it now because, hey, I got a podcast and I need content. Basically. But yeah, it's heartbreaking. But it's like, what, roll with it, man. Just think of poor Johnny Thunders. How many people, you say, it happens. But it's like, if you're in that world, like, there's other big bands that I've met, and I've hung out with and stuff. It's like, hey, you just, kind of like, be a human being, and just, they've talked about other people and, other people about, oh yeah, there's none of that. I get like, yeah, this guy. Again, watch the the YouTube documentary of Revolver, and then go look at their album, the front of their album, the first album, and he's got this tattooed on his arm. For me, this is bragging rights, yo. Kind of like rock and roll, outlaw, underground. You're on the right track, kind of thing. They don't steal shit, and I'm not saying they did. Or Nick, or whatever you want to call it. And I laughed it all. You got to laugh. Haha, yes, whatever. Then, I don't know how many years later. Maybe it was a year later. I don't know. Whenever Velvet Revolver was, they kind of, they did well. It's a small world, okay? It's a small world. The toes you're stepping on one day is connected to the ass you're kissing the next day. Believe me, I have to live my life that way. I got to watch what I say. I don't want to, it'll come back to haunt you, bite you. So it's a small world, right? So one day I'm walking down Melrose, and I'm with a group of people. I don't remember who exactly I was with. And we're walking down Melrose. And who pulls up? Like, right there, in like a brand new douchey, like BMW, like 740, like the biggest BMW you can get, like a huge, nice, Duff McKagan. So he gets out of the car, and I kind of stop walking, and he looks at me, and I go, "Hey, Charlie Greer." He like dropped his keys, like, just immediately got in his car, almost caused a wreck. And I was like, "Bro, come on." I mean, I didn't walk at the guy. I didn't, and the people I were with, like, what's going on, Literally, and it just almost caused a wreck. I almost got hit in the back. Somebody almost smashed into him. And he looked frustrated. I think he like put his coffee on his car and then got in and he like left it. I mean, it was stupid. What? I just wanted to say, "Hey, bro, I'm not going to, hey, none of that." I mean, I might have mentioned like a joke, like, "You're welcome. Thank you." Obviously, he knew who I was. How could they not know? And why would he run? If they didn't know, then why did he tuck tail and, yeah. And I've heard him talk like, "I'm a 3rd-degree black belt, Greco-Roman," whatever, man. You're from the streets, huh? Sesame Street. basically. But anywho's it, yeah, I never. And then again, I would see Slatt. I never said anything. I never went up. I never. No, no, dude. I know. And again, you move on. You don't want to dwell. I don't want to be like, well, see, no, no, no. Good for you, you know. But I mean, they're known for. I mean, all I can say is go to YouTube and type in like "Sweet Child of Mine," and then I don't want to say much, but then Australian band, like "Sweet Child of Mine," Australian bands, and listen to those two songs. Listen to the original from the Australian band. Listen to "Sweet Child of Mine." And there's, believe me, a lot of band like Led Zeppelin just had recently like settle all their. I mean, Willie Dixon now or his family owns their catalog basically because they stole from. Well, I shouldn't say that. They nick whatever. I'm assuming. I'm an assumption, but it ain't just me. Matter of fact, it's a cottage industry. The rock and roll road was built on the backs of dudes that like. And I'm a lucky one. Maybe I could, I've heard some crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm the dumbass that. But again, I had a friend, he's a graphic artist, and he was ready to go. He had built this site that was going to compare, and I was like, no, dude, why not? I was like, no. And I even had musicians in other bands who were like, I'll be, I don't like them anyway. Like, nope. Water under the bridge. Again, I was a fan. They lost me with the Use the Illusions 1 and 2. At the time, I was actually working in a record store, and we did like a midnight release of the, and it was packed. We sold out. We had a ton of, but I just didn't. It was too corporate. I mean, there's a few songs on there but I love Appetite for Destruction. That's a great album. So you just roll with it. Again, I take responsibility for my own life. If I hadn't been, if I was doing well, I wouldn't have gave, you know what I mean? It was all about, I was in it for the money and the vanity and the attention. I'm just being honest. We're not, I'm an artist. No way. It had nothing to do with my art, man. It was, hey, it's time for me to make some money. No. So, I mean, I did it to myself, basically. Should have known better. But that for them to have not like manned up and be like, oh, bro, hey, because I guarantee you, if we probably will, if I was in the same room, we'd all be laughing about it. No big deal. I'm not I'm a lover, not a fighter. Good for you. Hey, you got me. But yeah, and again, I got some publishing money. So, I mean, it's like here and there. I mean, yeah. And maybe I should have been like coattail riding off. I'm not a misery coattail rider, all right? This misery happened and no, I don't want anybody to know. Like, shh, I come from that world. Like, I'm not a snitch, and maybe but I'm not, especially that it's basically a corporate thing by then. I don't want to know. I don't want anybody knowing. People know. The people behind the scenes and stuff, they know. And I never heard from the manager again. Again, she was nice to me. And I was in their world, like she was calling me an unknown, like, you've done well you're unknown. And yeah, I guess, because I'm inside my life to Geffen or whatever, So it's like bragging rights, like, oh, hey, again, they don't, nobody's interested in shit. And I can always re-release that EP. I mean, unfortunately, all my albums are out of print. I don't, matter of fact, the copy that I showed you, I had to get from Scotty Beers, because Scotty Beers is a dear friend, and he's got my whole everything I've released, he's got. And he's a fan too. I mean, he knows how hard I've, on my own, just moving to LA, who don't know anybody, and making my way. I mean, I'm a hillbilly from Smithville, Tennessee, man. And I've always been honest about it because, like, again, you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy, kind of thing. I can't be someone I'm not. You got to use what you have. And quite honestly, the best thing that you have is you. I mean, everybody's so unique. There's something about everybody. And that's what I relish in. Like, hey, I got to work with what I have. I can't fake something and be somebody I'm not. Hey, that kind of thing. No. Can't do it. What are you going to do? And if you like hearing me rant like a madman, please like, share, and subscribe. You want to support the channel, it's in the description, Zelle. And I'm going to be on here every day. And then on the weekends, I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff. This week, we did the UFC prelim live reaction, which quite honestly was clickbait. And I'll probably never do it again. We're on there for over 2 hours. And I mean, I watch UFC fights, but I'm not a fan. I don't know exactly what, I'm making. Oh, there's got to been a salmon ladder. Like, I don't know what that, So after we did it, because Scotty Beers did it with me, he co-hosted, we're like, I don't think we're going to do this again. And we also did cooking with Scotty Beers. We cooked meat pies, and that was good. So we're going to be doing more of that. But then I'm also going to be out and about and here and there. Where am I at? There I am. So yeah, again, if you like to hear me like rant, and speaking of ranting like a madman, I have a book out called Rant of the Madman by Charlie Greer. You can go to Amazon or download the digital whatever and check it out. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. You want to support this train wreck, you can go to the description, the Zelle, you know what to do. But I love y'all. And this is kind of like therapy for me. I know how bad it looks, man. I know. I watch podcasts. And it'll get better, believe me. At least I remember to turn on my light today. See? I love you guys. And be blessed. And I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.